Hi everyone, it's Sammy. Today I wanted to try something different. So instead of just posting my video and calling it a day, I thought it would be fun to talk about, some of the inspiration behind the piece. For me lately, I've been really digging into changing myself and finding better ways to, just do life. And I find that talking about past trauma has really helped me, because if I don't talk about it, it's like it never happened, and I don't want that. And don't worry, I swear this all relates to our boy Deku, as this story has to do with conquering bullies. So I wanted to talk about my abusive biological father. Yeah, before you go, here's the quote-unquote daddy issues. I just need to talk about this, and I hope you'll stay with me. Anyway, to shorten things, I'll fast forward to when the worst of everything was happening. So my father was a very horrible alcoholic. He'd come home from work each night, and the first thing he'd do is down half a glass of whiskey, then another, and another, and until he was blackout drunk. And it was at that moment when he walked over to the liquor cabinet the moment he got in from work that I instinctively would go hide in the bathroom or in my basement, as I didn't want to get caught in the inevitable mayhem that would soon enough be let loose. When he was in a drunken stupor, he would throw things, yell, swear at me and my siblings, especially when my mom wasn't home to keep him in line. God bless her soul for putting up with that man for so many years. I love you, mother. Yeah, but my dad would use intimidation to keep us from disobeying, and the fear and paranoia that he instilled in me still a little bit lingers to this day, and I sometimes wonder if he's going to walk down the stairs to my room and start screaming at me, even though we live a city away. On top of the drunkenness, my father had a terrible habit of neglecting me unless I did something spectacular that he could brag to his friends about. One such example was I used to be an active songwriter, and my dad, being a professional music producer, was ecstatic that I inherited his talents, I guess. He'd spend time with me, we'd edit songs, we'd record them, but the moment I stopped making music, when I just didn't have the inspiration to, it seemed like he forgot I even existed. This cycle of neglect and being ignored hurt me more than I ever realized, because I'd put all my energy into making something just to appease him, so that I could rest easy knowing that, hey, I'm loved, I'm good, we're cool, we're Gucci. But it wasn't Gucci. No Gucci! That's not okay. Anyway, this bad habit I took on of making things for others and not for myself made art just as hard to do. I remember when I first started posting my stuff on Tumblr, and I didn't get many likes. Come on, it was wasn't that great anyway. But, it only reinforced the voices in my head telling me that I wasn't worthy of love or, worthy of even being alive, because I couldn't live up to the standards that have been imposed on me. And these things only continued to worsen as time went on. My mental health deteriorated as I trudged along, like a zombie, honestly, through life. Like I was alive, but I felt so dead and barren inside. And I didn't realize just how bad things were, because when you're in it, you don't think it's bad. It's normal, right? And it's so hard to explain to someone who's never experienced it, because they're like, why didn't you just leave? You don't just know that. You get so used to it, you justify it to yourself. Like, I even remember telling myself to get over myself, because, hey, at least I'm not being physically abused. Other people have it way worse, so get over yourself. Crying out loud. But you can't just get over yourself. And I felt like I was in this constant state of limbo, because there was this feeling of impending doom no matter where I was or what I was doing. When I was at home, it felt like I was walking over tripwires, like something out of a 007 spy flick. I could never relax. I felt on edge, to the point I was hallucinating, experiencing sleep paralysis, just all this stuff, because I was so subconsciously afraid of my father. And it's funny, for a man that was so absent in my life, he made his presence known. Growing up in that place made it really difficult for me as I entered adulthood because my vision of what should be normal was so skewed. I remember my friends would talk of fathers who loved them, they wouldn't yell at them, they were fair, and they still pushed them to do their best. So why wasn't my father like theirs? I became very jealous. I felt like I had been robbed of a childhood that I would never get back. The anger and resentment toward that poor excuse for a dad just grew stronger each day, and it ate away at me until there was nothing left. I grew even more depressed even after he left. And it was almost easier for me if I could just go back into that toxic situation, because at least I knew how to navigate life and stay out of trouble when he was around. I didn't know how to live a normal, abuse-free life, and that hurt me so bad to realize that. I still couldn't sleep because I was awaiting for him to come home and hurt me in some way. It's so stupid. Because no child should have to fear their own freaking father or their mother, sibling, whatever. That's not okay, and that's not normal. And it's just stupid. And after he left, my mom found someone really special, her childhood sweetheart, and they've been together ever since. He's a really sweet guy. He actually treats me with respect and doesn't hurt me. And it's pretty amazing because I almost don't believe it. But I feel like I've gotten to the point now where it's like, you know what? You're good enough. You deserve better. You don't deserve to be treated like that. So this is the part that relates back to our drawing. After my father left, he did a couple nasty things, but what I found was that with each action he took to hurt me and my family, I just grew less afraid. I ceased contact with him, and I have found this has given me the most peace, as well as given me a chance to realize just how silly his actions and attitude are. I honestly pity the man. He missed out on so much of life because of his behavior, but unlike him, I'm a changed person that won't do the same things that he did to me. If I have kids, they're not gonna be abused like he abused me. They're gonna be loved unconditionally, no matter what the heck they decide to do in life, because that's what they deserve. And I'm no longer afraid of him or what he could do, because I've learned that, guess what? I'm a strong, independent woman who deserves so much more than what he had to offer me. I guess the final message of this is that if you're going through a similar situation, things do get better, no matter how hopeless things may seem right now. Just make sure to take care of yourself, seek help when possible, talk to a trusted person, but don't let someone acting on their own lack of self-esteem take you down with them. You're a heckin' hero, kid. So you keep fighting the good fight, and you'll come out on top one day, because I believe you will. Hi everyone, thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this time-lapse video. Also, I have just recently set up a Redbubble account, so if you are interested in buying my work, the link is below in the description. If you enjoy what I do, please feel free to like and subscribe, and follow me on Instagram @SharkBugs. Thank you so much for the support. I'll see you all in the next one.